Hey, what's going on everyone? Zaronce here with a new video. Today I want to look at Unholy Death Knight and base it on some of the changes that were made in the past couple weeks. So a couple interesting changes were made that kind of inspired this build. One of which it was Death and Decay. It was updated so that it now cleaves your Necrotic Strike when you're standing inside your Death and Decay, as you can see in the tooltip right there. So while you remain within the area, your Necrotic Strike will hit up to 4 enemies near the target. On top of that, Necrotic Strike itself was buffed up to a 6% healing absorb, which when combined with the Bursting Swords talent becomes a 7.5% health absorb. So I wanted to take a second look at Necrotic Strike, see if we could really kind of mesh something between the Death and Decay change and the Necrotic Strike buff. And then also the verse bug was fixed so that the trinket bonus for versatility is now applied to your pets as well. So pretty much what this spec is based around, it's based around Necrotic Strike cleaving within your Death and Decay. And so two kind of tech talents that I took Grip of the Dead to keep people inside Death and Decay, so I can get my Bomb Limb to grip everyone on top of Death and Decay. I can slow them so that they stay in it. And then I crafted this Phearamones legendary for not just the haste buff, but to CC them again inside that Death and Decay and kind of keep them on top of it. And so this game will kind of be interesting to see how it plays out, because as you can see they have 4 boomies and an arcane mage, so they have 5 ranged DPS that are extremely mobile. Even the DH and the rogue are pretty mobile. So it'll be interesting to see how we're actually able to play this out, but I'm going to try to talk through it and just kind of find out together if we think that that this is any good. So pretty much what we're going to try to do, I'm going to try to open with my Sledge Bomb or my Razor Bomb and get a couple wounds up, use Apocalypse, and then I'm going to go into my big burst rotation with a Bomb Limb, Dark Transform, and Death and Decay. I'm going to start trying to cleave as many juicy... Well, this is not going to really give me many opportunities here, but we're going to go for it. Alright, so I got that guy in. I'm going to cleave them all in. I'm going to pop Death and Decay, and I'm going to start cleaving Necrotics. So damage actually turned out to be pretty well there, but it's not really a large sample size yet, so we'll hold our breath and we'll wait and see. But there's a lot of synergy now within the spec that kind of allows for a build like this to function, I think. And once we get a little bit of downtime, we'll look at some of the other talents too that I'm taking. So one of them specifically is Decomposing Aura, which is actually low-key really strong with this build, because so Necrotic Strike is based on max health. The Healing Absorb is based on max health, right? And Decomposing Aura doesn't reduces max health, so you think that probably doesn't go together too well. That's probably not a very good idea. Necrotic Absorb ignores the max health reduction from Decomposing Aura, so you actually reduce their max health without affecting your Necrotic Absorb at all. Necrotic Absorb is still the exact same thing that it was. So that has the potential to be very effective combined together, because they have it pretty much buffs your Necrotic Strike indirectly, because they have less health to work with there. So a potentially strong combo. It seems like the damage from this setup is pretty good, at least just based on this. I haven't really had any good chances to set up with the Phearamones and the full build. I say we go for it right here. Actually no, everyone ran away and that dude's dead. So we'll wait. Shit, maybe we go for it right here. Yeah, maybe not. Sorry, man, my dot was on that guy. Let's see, he's all the way up there. Maybe I can grip the monk down? Nope. Nope. Well, he's dead anyway, so let's go for these other guys. Ooh. Alright, maybe we can get a go here. Stun him in there, or I grip him in there. whatever is going on. So it seems like we're not really getting many opportunities to actually cleave with Necrotic Strike. Everything else is working well. We're just not really able to get the Necrotic Cleave going. So at this point, I'm wondering if it wouldn't be better with a more damage-oriented legendary. That being said, this setup, we kind of got unfortunate. Kind of got bad luck with the map that we got. Because this is not really a good team fight map where they're all stacked up for you. I think he just AFK'd. He wasn't having it. I fucked up my grip there. Yeah, I mean, the damage at least seems pretty decent. So we got that going for us. Maybe we can get a good go here with double healer. Kind of an extended fight. Or maybe I'll just die here. That also seems like a possibility. So we're just gonna, yeah, here we go. Now we get some cleave going. Nope, nothing. We can at least keep these guys away from the FC. The EFC, I should say. Because there's this guy. We are in big trouble here. Somehow we managed to get it. And I guarantee you had nothing to do with me. Absolutely nothing to do with me. Oh, what the fuck? Where's my pet stun? Oh my god, I'm gonna have to click it. Oh, the rogue stunned him. Rogue stunned him while I was looking for the pet kick to click. I don't know where it went. Somehow it got replaced with Scourge Strike on my bars. But that's alright. We'll make do. Alright, can we get a good go here? Let's find out. So what I'm seeing basically is that we have the same problem with this setup as every other Unholy setup, which is there's too many globals to try to do what I want to do here. So we have good damage, we have good pressure. The Necrotic Absorb is nice, but there's too many globals to execute what we're trying to execute here. So pretty much what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build up wounds. I'm trying to Abominate them onto me and then pop Death and Decay and cleave all the wounds off while I have Abominate gripping them all onto me, Death and Decay slowing them in there, Phearamones, RNG horrifying them, and just that whole kind of clusterfuck going on. So this map is a little too open for a good test of it, but I think it still gives a good example of how there's just too many globals to set up, which is a problem with every single Unholy build right now. But this one in particular seems to be having a lot of issues with that, at least just from this one game. This is my first game running it, so take all this with a grain of salt. There's definitely room for improvement, and maybe this build has a lot of potential without Phearamones. I really wanted to try to build it around Phearamones because I thought that had a lot of potential, but maybe that's the weak link. You take Frenzied Monstrosity for some burst there, or you go the other option of Super Strain for more rot pressure. I mean, as you can see though, the damage is still there. The damage is still good. And Necrotic Strike Healing Absorb is not counted in your damage, so you're doing a lot. You're effectively doing even more damage than that. So definitely something to keep in mind. And maybe we can get a nice go here. We're kind of gonna have to. Get the return? Yeah, someone else got it. Nice. So the damage is good. Everything's good except for pretty much the Phearamones legendary. So what did we learn here today? Phearamones is not really worth building around. That's pretty much what I'm getting out of this. Is that Phearamones really is not anything particularly impressive. Also, where's my pet stun? That's the other thing I'm learning today. Where the hell did my pet stun go? I don't know what to do with you, Scorch Strike. I don't know what you want from me. Just get out of here. So maybe the other thing is I might be a little too slow to actually take advantage of Death and Decay. I'm not really using it until I get my setup, whereas it's only a 30-second CD. Oops, misclick there. No big deal. Now Phearamones also gives you 15% haste when you're standing inside your Death and Decay, which is pretty strong. So you combine that with Unholy Frenzy for a lot of haste, and it just lets you burst wounds left and right. This guy's wounded into the dirt, man. Or struck, necrotic into the dirt, I should say. I think part of the problem too is like Defile would be really great with this setup, and Pestilence would be really great with this setup. They both synergize really well with this setup. But Unholy Pact is just way too overtuned. You have to take it, otherwise you're putting yourself at a huge disadvantage. Oh no! Man, this would have been a great cleave opportunity if I just would have saved it for right there. So, ultimately, yeah, not impressed with Phearamones, but everything else seems to be working out pretty well. Another decent option, since it seems like the Wound build is definitely more impressive than the Phearamones build, another option would be, well, no, you want to keep Necrotic. Necrotic's definitely good, especially with Bursting Swords. But you could potentially try out Necromancer's Bargain with Army of the Damned and get like a super short CD on Apocalypse with Bursting Swords for a lot of bursts. So that'll probably be the next, kind of weird spec that I try out, and we'll see how that goes. For now, should we just burst on this guy? I think so. Right? Why are you running, man? I'm just trying to test. Help me test my stuff. Yeah, we're gonna burst right here. I'm gonna grip him back, and we're just gonna go. He countered with Ascendance, so we're gonna kind of wait it out, and then we're gonna give him the big old burst. We're gonna give him the Unholy Frenzy burst. Once Ascendance down right here, then with the Unholy Frenzy, grip him back for the Apocalypse. As you can see, none of this really involves Phearamones. I mean, right there I tried to see if I could get a proc from it, and I couldn't. So, none of this really involves Phearamones in the slightest. And yeah, you don't really seem to have any kill pressure for taking out an enemy healer. So there's that. My pet has to do a total roundabout just to get to him. So I think ultimately what I'm seeing from this video is a lot of reasons why Frost is the stronger spec right now. Better actual kill pressure, no reliance on pet AI, far fewer globals to set up. But hey, maybe we can get a nice go here finally. Oh yeah, here we go. Can we cleave some wounds? Cleave some wounds, boys? No. Death Decay is just way too short to have any real effect. Any real effectiveness, I should say. Ooh, this guy's got a lot of wounds on him. So as you can see, there's too much going on for us to actually get a good setup. Maybe if this was a map like Silver Shard where the other team is stacked for a lot of the fight, then maybe you could actually see Phearamones pay off. But as it stands right now, I don't really see this build being effective. Now that we're, 15-20 minutes into this game, I don't even know what the time limit is anymore. Who's this? I have no idea who that is. But anyway, now that we're 15-20 minutes into this game, I think ultimately what we're looking at is, an inability to really set up our go, and too much reliance on too many globals. It's really what it comes down to. And also an inability for me to actually focus grip somebody. What the hell is going on there? Uh-oh, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Survive! Dude, what is going on? No. I'm trying to record a video, man. You're really screwing me up. Alright, so that's not too shabby. The damage was there. The killing potential, or not, the execute potential is there. I wouldn't say the killing potential. Overall, not a bad setup. Not a bad setup at all. But it not a bad setup, but it had nothing to do with Phearamones. So for all of you out there looking at Phearamones and thinking, wow, that looks juicy, it's not. It's really not. I'm kind of disappointed with how that performed. I'm glad I only made a 190 version. I think in a map like Silver Shard or even Battle for Gilneas or Arathi Basin, where there's more congested team fights, I think it could be better. But I think when you look at how it performs on a map like Warsong Gulch right there, I don't think there's any reason to run it, consistently. I think the fact that it's too hit or miss based on your map, I would rather just make a spec based around a more consistent performance. You know what I mean? So all in all, I think the spec has potential still. I think if you could take Defile for a shorter cooldown and more damage on Death and Decay, or even Pestilence to RNG proc some wounds for you, I think that there's potential with that. But Unholy Pact is just too strong right now, and you really can't pass it up without losing out on some serious damage. Just the Hell Chains were 7% of my damage that game. And that's not even including the 5% strength buff that you get from it. And yeah, Death and Decay was 1.4% of my damage. Defile would pretty much double that, but that's about it. Maybe even triple it, but even if it tripled it, it would be irrelevant compared to what Unholy Pact brings. Also, this was the only game I played testing this out. This is the first time I played Unholy in a long time, and so maybe there is room for growth here, but I think what you see is more of the same from Unholy. Too many setup globals, really good damage, but not enough kill pressure or control to make that damage do anything. So all in all, same shit, different day for Unholy. I think that the spec has potential. I think it's going to be really good as the expansion progresses. I don't think we're there yet, unfortunately. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. If you have any other, crazy off-meta Unholy setups that you run that you find successful, put them down in the comments. I'd be really interested to hear what other people are running that's, other than like the standard setup that pretty much every Unholy DK is running right now. All 4 of them that are actually playing Unholy. So if you have any of those crazy setups that you actually find work, I'd love to hear about them. I'd love to know what you're running so I can get a chance to try it out for myself too. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like it or subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. And if you want to see my DK live, you can check out my stream at twitch.tv/Zaronce. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you next time.